go.
Good evening. First off, I'd like to introduce everybody. We've got Andrew, we've got Garrett, cousin Jake, grandma Lydia, mom Laura, fiance Stephanie. My little cousin Avon is doing the video camera, and Andrew's little brother Joey's back there with him. Tornadoes are one of nature's most deadly forces. Now I'm going to inform you on how tornadoes are formed and developed, the different sizes of tornadoes, and what to do during a tornado. Tornadoes affect everything in their path, and they cause billions of dollars of damage each year in the United States. I was reading in one of my school books that there are over 800 tornadoes a year in the United States. Mom was telling me about our tornado that we had in 1990. She was actually in it. She worked at the Moose Lodge, and she said it sounded like a freight train going through. My grandma here, she was talking about how the tornado actually crossed her yard, and it was back in 1963, but she said it was a pretty bad one too. How tornadoes are developed. Tornadoes usually develop in a large storm called a supercell. What happens is cold air and warm air collide. When they collide, the cold air goes up and the warm air goes down. What happens, the warm air does a twisting motion, and that is the beginning of developing the tornado. The formation of tornadoes. Just before a thunderstorm begins, there is a change in the wind pattern and wind direction. The speed increases at an increasing altitude. This creates a horizontal spinning action in the lower atmosphere. Next, the rising air in the thunderstorm tilts from horizontal to vertical, and then there is an area of rotation 2 to 6 miles wide, which is contained within a huge portion of the storm. When the area of the rotation forms inside the storm, this is what causes the most violent and deadliest tornadoes. There is a lower cloud base formed in the center of the storm, and this becomes a rotating wall cloud. This area has basically no ring. Shortly after this area is developed, the tornado will come down. Now we'll talk about the various sizes of tornadoes, but first off, I would like to talk about the Fujita tornado damage scale. It was developed in 1971 by Theodore Fujita at the University of Chicago. There are 6 different categories of tornadoes. The first one is an F0, and is known as a gale tornado. The wind speeds are only 40 to 72 miles an hour. There's very little damage. They damage chimneys, break branches off trees. They just push over little trees, and they damage signs. Next one is an F1. It's also known as a moderate tornado. Wind speeds of 72 to 112 miles an hour. These tornadoes peel surfaces off of roofs, mobile homes. They can turn over mobile homes, push cars off the roads, and damage garages. Next one is an F2, known as a significant tornado. Wind speeds are 113 to 157 miles an hour. These do considerable damage. Roofs torn off, frames of houses, mobile homes demolished, large trees snapped in half. Next one is an F3. This is known as a severe tornado. Wind speeds of 158 miles an hour to 206 miles an hour. These tornadoes tear off roofs and walls of well-constructed homes. They overturn trains. Most trees in its path will be knocked down. We also have an F4 tornado. It's known as a devastating tornado. Its wind speeds are 207 to 260 miles an hour. These cause severe damage. They're known to destroy strong frame houses, tear structures off of weak foundations, throw cars into the air. And the next tornado is the last one. It's an F5 tornado, and this is known as an incredible tornado. Wind speeds of 261 to 318 miles per hour. They destroy strong frame houses off of foundation, vehicles tossed up into the air, trees being debarked, and bad damage to concrete structures. Where to go during a tornado? I say the best place to go during a tornado is probably the basement, because it gives you a lot of protection and shelter. But this isn't necessarily true all the time, because I was reading in Sports Illustrated that the tornadoes in Tuscaloosa this year actually pick people up out of their basements, and it wasn't very good. If you don't have a tornado or a basement, you can always get in a bathroom or closet. You can always get in the bathtub. If you get in the bathtub, make sure you have like a lot of blankets or like a mattress to throw on yourself. Or if you get in a closet, just make sure you just try to protect yourself the best you can. Just put blankets in there with you. Just cover yourself up. Lock the door. Do anything you can. Or if you're like in a building or a school, just go to where they say. Probably go to the basement or hallway. They're usually designed for tornadoes and stuff, so they can protect you. That's the end of my speech. I've told you a lot about tornadoes. I've told you the sizes of tornadoes, how they're formed, how they're developed, where to go during a tornado. I want to say thank you, and always be prepared in case a tornado comes to your town. Just be prepared. Thank you.